This is Tools of Fortune, and I am Bill. In this video for July 12th, Sunday, 2026, I'm going to demonstrate or show my weekly devotion. I do a card draw every week, and I want to just show you how I arrive at these cards here. I kind of first start out, other than taking some time in the silence, I first kind of start out by using one of these tops here. This one goes from 1 to 15, and this one goes from 1 to 9. When a number lands between 9 and 1, I call that a 0, and it is geared towards this St. Joseph's Sunday Missal that was given to me when I was confirmed as a Catholic in 1997. So I'm going to start out by spinning out the first 2 digits. I'm going to hold it down in place here. So the first number is 4. You can look at that. This is the 0 point here. So the number is 4. And so we're looking at page 400. I'm just going to put this over here, and then we're going to spin this one twice to get the other 2 digits. Four. It's between 1 and 2, but it looks like it's closer to the 1. 4, 1. 4, 1, 1. And so overall, 4, 1, that's 4, 1, 4. So 4, 1, 1 is 6. And so that might be a lover's card. But we will see what this number is. My first thought is to take the number 11 and make that as a justice card, and the 4th card as the Hierophant. The Hierophant. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my Biblical Tarot. If this is the first time you are seeing this video, I classify myself as a Christian mystic. But what we're going to do here is we're going to go through 411, and I'll speed this part up. I'm going to pull out all the 4s to see which one speaks to me. 4, there's the Hierophant, or the Emperor. All the 4s. And there's 1. I don't use this deck for anything else other than this. Some people like this as their as a tarot to use for divination. There's an 11 there, a Justice card. But ones. Did I get all the 4s? I didn't pull the six cards out. Let's take the 6 cards and pull them out. And let's kind of get a general feeling of what does 411 feel like. What does it feel like? And that's kind of really what I'm trying to get at, is what does 411 feel like? What is its spiritual energy? Okay, so I got all of them out. So before I even go look at page 411, I'm going to go over here into this Mary Magdalene Oracle, Megan Watterson, and this is I got a Mary Magdalene icon right over here. This is something that I look at often. It's there. Whether you can see it or not, it's there. And I'm going to take this card, put it back. I've just been drawing 1 card a week for, almost a year now. I'm going to put this one back over here. There's just a few left. I'm going to get to where we're at. So I'm going to just take one of these. And so for this week, it's going to be this one. And it's about resurrection. resurrect in this life. The ego dies and the soul rises, and it's got like a ghostly bird in the sky. So we'll put that right over here, and then we'll come back to this next week. We can look at the guidebook, but I don't know. I think we'll just use the pictures. All right, about resurrection. And so maybe the title of the thumbnail is going to be Resurrection. And this is oftentimes where I gain the theme for my Sunday afternoon live stream. And I'm going to be doing one today, but you'll see this video long after that that video post. So I was first thought was justice in the 11, so I'll just take those other 11s and pull them out. And then we'll just go look at 4s and 6s. So we got 6s. Because it may be a Lovers, but it may not be a Lovers. But then you see, I always like this one, the Magician. But I'm going to pull all the 1s out. But just in case, let's just take these 11s and 11s, because it might just be that. And then we have the 4s. Resurrection, what does that feel like? So the 4th card, I was wrong. The 4th one is not the Hierophant, but it's the Emperor. I don't particularly care for this Emperor, but it's too clinical. You know, it has this power here, but it just has a very sterile feel to it. But then we look at, there's a King David. I guess I'm kind of cutting you off here. We have a King David thing, and kind of sitting around thinking, be on the guard for all kinds of greed. I think that probably might characterize what I'm feeling, but it's actually, it's more like this card here of where God's voice is heard in the cave. That after the whole world ends, there's God listening and speaking in the silence of your heart. And so that will be that first card, and we have an 11. But then what kind of a 6? I think that this is the 6. Though at first I thought it was like a Lovers. Because I don't necessarily like this Lovers card either, of the Garden in Eden. But it's okay. I mean, Adam and Eve at love. So we have, this is the total number, 4 plus 1 plus 1 equals 6. And so we got the 4, we got a 6. But now what does this 11 feel like? That arrives at maybe a resurrection. He began to speak boldly in the synagogue. When Priscilla and Aquila heard them, they invited them home and explained to him the way of God more accurately. The Lord came there and stood calling at other times. Okay, so Samuel, I don't think so. And we have this one, this dancing. Miriam sang to them, to the Lord, for he is highly exalted. Sang into the sea. But no, my initial thought was that of justice. So we have this sense of the small, still voice in the cave, and we have the 10 Commandments. We have the justice of the world. And that's the 411 here. Now, sometimes when I go and look at the page 411, it's actually pretty accurate. And we'll just see this time if it works it that way. Let's go look, page 411. And I'll read over 411. And what I'll do is go through and just pick out phrases and words that speak to me in this moment. So that other number was 4 was that 414, but 411. Here we go. It's Easter. So we're looking at Easter, resurrection. So it's true. I drew that card about resurrection, and we're all about the resurrection. Presently Simon Peter came along behind him and entered the tomb. He observed the wrappings on the ground and saw the piece of cloth which had covered the head, not lying with the wrappings, but rolled up in place by itself. Then the disciple who had arrived first at the tomb went in. he saw and believed. Remember, as of yet they did not understand the scripture that Jesus had to rise from the dead. This is the gospel of the Lord. Christ has come to become our paschal sacrifice. Let us feast with joy in the Lord. And so we're looking at is about the Mass. We're looking at you're looking at Easter, sacrifice. The sacrifice, S-A-C-R-I-F-I, the sacrifice of the Lord. Resurrection, a tomb, but it's not just any tomb, it's an empty tomb. The empty tomb. So kind of like this cave over here. This cave was empty until some guy sat in it to listen to the voice. The empty tomb. And the voice of Jesus speaking, and the voice of God breathing the law onto your heart. So the words that come rolled up a place by itself. So what was left behind? We have the wrappings left behind. So in this sense, I'm going to just mark this page. We're looking at Easter sacrifice, resurrection, empty tomb. Resurrection, empty tomb. That actually might make a good title here as well. It's empty because there is new life. New life. We're looking about new life. So maybe what we're looking at, 411, 6. But 6 is a number of love, harmony. So new life. Love, harmony, new life. Justice, the balancing of an equation, the rebalancing of an equation. You rebalance that equation through silence by connecting to that law on your heart. And these are the cards here for this week. Most of the times you never see these cards because they are offset, but they are guiding me. I look at them throughout the week. Sometimes I don't look at them, but I go through this, and this is my ritual every week before I do my first tarot oracle reading. And so if this is your first time here, and you see that I am not your typical tarot reader, because I have not given up completely my Catholic faith, my Christian faith, but I don't know that I necessarily can call myself Christian simply because I know too much. And that doesn't make sense, but it does to me. It is hard to unsee what God shows you. The church only shows you so much, but God can show you so much more. And sometimes what God shows you is not is knowledge that is banned by the church. And so you have Gnosis. God shows us Gnosis. God and Gnosis is knowledge. But it is knowledge that is not necessarily, it's different than intellectual knowledge. It's not necessarily book knowledge. It's far greater, it's far deeper. This guy sitting in the cave is listening to Gnosis. You may not be able to even put that Gnosis into words. The experience of justice, you may not be able to put that into words. The 10 Commandments, and what do they mean? Love, God, neighbor, self. That's how Jesus sums up the law and the prophets in the phrase of love, God, neighbor, self. And Jesus shows us through the Gospels about how to love. That's one interpretation. That's my interpretation. That's the way I see it as a Gnostic Christian, or a Christian mystic, however you want to call it. So I'm going to say the title of the thumbnail is Resurrection, and New Life, Love, Harmony, the title of the reading, most likely. Title of reading. Anyway, that's how I do this every week. And if you made it this far on the video, please leave a yellow one of these things, and maybe one of these, the positive alien. Thank you, Sarah, for gifting me this positive alien and the Star Wars affirmation cards. All right, until the next time, bye-bye.